In the high school, softball was one of the handful of sports they had for girls, but our facilities was a grass field with a backstop fence and pretty much like what it was here on the intramural field. Whereas the boys, of course, had a nice baseball field. And so that was before Title IX monies came in. And so we had gophers in the outfield, pretty bad. Actually, I caught my last year in high school because we went through 2 other catchers that broke bones. And our coach was begging for a 3rd catcher. And that's how I got started catching my last year in high school. And then once I got started playing, I got hooked. It's like, oh, this is great. You're in every single play, totally, you're involved in the game 100%. It's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. There was a guy coaching here. He was sort of a walk-on coach, up to 75. And then in the transition of me entering UCLA, they fired him and brought in Sharon Backus. So they went from T-shirts, playing on the intramural field in T-shirts, to driving cars to their games and station wagons and stuff like that. And then when Sharon came in, the first thing she did is we had to have uniforms. She says, if you're going to play good, you have to look good. And that was always Sharon's philosophy, and it still is the philosophy. That was a pretty big deal. And it took her a couple of years to get the facilities changed from the intramural field up to the Sunset field. We were pretty excited to get off the intramural field. We had fences. We actually had an enclosed area, and it was just ours, and we didn't have to share it with the helicopters or any other sport. When we were on the intramural field, we'd have track kids coming through and going through our field, and we were in between the gym and the swim area to the track, and so and the basketball was just next to us, with Poly Pavilion. So it was entertaining, to say the least, out there, seeing all these different, top athletes. It took a while for spectators to figure out where we were. So the only people that were up there really were parents. And nothing like now where they get spectators, but now everybody knows where they're at. And I think the girls have it easier now because they're not as, they're not being teased for being out there playing sports. That they have as good a shot as anybody at maybe getting a college education if they're good. Whereas in the past, that was never the case. I don't think the girls are getting ostracized like they used to for playing sports, because in the past, it was not necessarily the socially acceptable thing to do. But now it's okay. I think it's important to know the history of whatever you do. And so whether you're a journalist or you're into sport or academic, know what came before you, appreciate why it is the way it is, and learn your history and know that you're going to be a part of it. And that just makes it that much more important.